Welcome back to the Andrew Tate Show by GSMC Sports. In the last segment, we were talking about the SEC possibly being short-sighted in not wanting Clemson or Florida State. In segment one, we covered the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Moving it now into segment three. In the ever-evolving landscape of college football, conference realignment continues to be a major storyline. One of the latest developments involves the University of Utah, which is rumored to be exploring a potential shift to the ACC. The speculation comes on the heels of Utah's notable decision to not sign the Big 12's unprecedented 99-year contract, setting the stage for a possible major realignment. Utah's refusal to sign the Big 12's lengthy contract is a significant move, indicating that the university may be keeping its options open for future opportunities. The decision places Utah in a unique and potentially advantageous position as conferences jockey for stronger memberships and media deals. The Big 12's 99-year agreement is a bold commitment aimed at ensuring long-term stability, but Utah's hesitation suggests a strategic approach to their athletic program's future. The ACC, which has been grappling with its own set of challenges and potential departures, could find a valuable ally in Utah. Adding Utah to the ACC would bring not only a competitive football program, but also a strong academic institution. The geographic expansion into the Mountain Time Zone would provide the ACC with a broader national footprint, enhancing its marketability and television ratings. From Utah's perspective, joining the ACC could offer several benefits. The ACC's current media deals, though less lucrative than the SEC's or Big Ten's, still provide substantial revenue. Moreover, the stability and prestige of the ACC might appeal to Utah as it seeks to bolster its athletic program's profile and competitiveness. Utah's potential move to the ACC could have far-reaching implications. For the ACC, this addition would mitigate the potential loss of high-profile programs like Clemson or Florida State, who have been rumored to be eyeing exits from the conference. Securing a strong program like Utah would help reinforce the ACC's position as a premier athletic conference. For the Big 12, losing Utah could be a setback, particularly after the recent additions of programs like BYU, Houston, Cincinnati, and UCF, which were aimed at stabilizing and enhancing the conference's competitive landscape. Utah's departure would necessitate another round of strategic planning and potential expansion for the Big 12. The financial and logistical aspects of such a move cannot be overlooked. Conference realignment often involves complex negotiations around media rights, revenue sharing, and logistical arrangements for teams and fans. Utah's transition to the ACC would require careful consideration of travel schedules and the integration of their athletic programs into a new conference environment. However, the potential financial rewards and increased national exposure could outweigh these challenges. For Utah, the move could enhance its recruiting capabilities and provide greater visibility on a national stage, crucial for building and sustaining a top-tier athletic program. It is clear that college football is in a period of significant transformation. The shifting allegiances and strategic moves by universities reflect broader trends in collegiate athletics, driven by financial incentives and the pursuit of competitive excellence. Utah's potential move to the ACC is a story to watch closely. It exemplifies the dynamic nature of college sports, where institutions must constantly evaluate their positions and make strategic decisions that align with their long-term goals. And that's that one sentence, Tate. It is clear that college football is in a period of significant transformation. I think it's an understatement.
Just a smidgen.
Statement. What do you have to say about all of this?
Okay. Now, there's a few sides to this story. First off, there's speculation that Utah wants out of the Big 12 before they ever got in. They're not in the Big 12 until this year. Now, but does it surprise me? No. Utah did not want to leave the the Pac-12. And they didn't want to go to the Big 12. But once Colorado left, and then Arizona and Arizona State left, they were kind of given no choice. The one unique thing was when Colorado and Arizona State, they all had to sign that 99-year agreement. Utah, that was part of their condition. They weren't going to sign that 99-year agreement. That means they're able to become a free agent and move a lot sooner, where other ones will not be able to move. And does it surprise me that they're looking at the ACC? Well, where they really want to be at is in the Big Ten. And Utah cares about, they want to be a major sports program, and they are. But they're also a major academic program. And the best place to be for academics and research is the Big Ten. Nowadays, with the Pac-12 gone, the second best place to go for academic and research is the ACC. And that's the reason why the the Big 12 is kind of concerned. Will Utah try to jump ship and go to the ACC? It means a little bit more money, which is right now incredibly important. On the other side, for the ACC, it's a no-brainer. At some point, you're going to lose Florida State and Clemson, maybe even North Carolina, maybe Duke. You're going to lose some major players. Utah can slide in there and bring on, they've already brought in Cal and Stanford and SMU, but being able to bring on a Utah is a big fish. Make no mistake about it. A powerhouse football program that would instantly still keep the ACC very credible in the football world as far as contending for national championships, but also it expands the ACC's footprint. Now, taking their footprint out, making it broader, helps Utah build out their notoriety by being stronger and being featured more on the East Coast. This is a perfect fit. I've always thought this would be a perfect fit because I knew Utah didn't really, from everything I had been reading, Utah was a reluctant partner in the Big 12. I would love to see, with everything going on, I would love to see Oregon State, Washington State, and Utah end up eventually in the ACC. I think that would kind of stabilize the ACC because right now the ACC is super unstable. And I made the joke of one man's treasure as another man's trash, meaning Florida State and Clemson are looking at the ACC as, man, we want out of here. This place has gone to the dogs. We're out of here. And Utah is like, man, this is nice. Why don't we go by here? Why don't we move to this neighborhood? So that's kind of the world that we live in. They're not, the Florida States and the Clemsons are busy looking at the SEC and the Big Ten and wanting what they have. And Utah is looking at ACC like, man, this is nice. This is where we want to be. We really don't want to be in the Big 12. This is something that is kind of a small story right now, but I could see this becoming a bigger story than what it is. So it's going to be very interesting to see. College football has been going in a lot of ways, and this is kind of the ramification from the collapse of the Pac-12, also the potential collapse of the ACC, what's going on there. These are all kind of moves where everyone is kind of jockeying to see if this happens, then we're making this kind of a move. It benefits the ACC to try to get Utah. If I'm the Big 12, that's a domino I do not want to see happen.
You have mentioned a couple of times one man's trash is another man's treasure. Do you think it's also maybe a case of the grass always seeming greener on the other side of the fence, or?
No, I don't. I really look at it as the Big 12. Utah isn't a fit in the Big 12. Utah is a major academic institution that's why they had no interest in leaving the Pac-12. The academics, the research, that is what Utah coveted more than anything. They're a make no mistake, they are a major football program. And if you're on the East Coast, you may not realize, but Utah is a national championship contending school. But they covet the academics and the research even more. The ACC is a better research fit for them. The Big Ten is the ultimate research fit for them. And the Big 12 is not that kind of they don't, the Big 12 doesn't kind of covet the big time research dollars that the Big Ten and the ACC or the old Pac-12 brought in.
And that's another thing. It's much more complicated than just college athletics.
There's way more than
moving
that.
Pieces.
Yes, absolutely. Also, if you're looking at this new world of college football where name, image, and likeness is a part of the college football world, and you're sitting in Utah, that is not, that's not, Fifth Avenue. Being able to be in an East Coast conference playing, the likes of the North Carolinas, the Dukes, the Clemsons, playing Boston College and Pittsburgh and things like that. Those major East Coast schools give them a lot of visibility where they're on East Coast time zones playing in major East Coast teams. It's a much better fit. All
right. Well, as I said with the last segment, this is going to continue to evolve. We're going to continue to talk about it. So no shortage of topics there. We're going to take our next break. When we come back, a gender reveal gone wrong. You are tuned in to the Andrew Tate Show by GSMC Sports, and we will be right back.